Sagittarius, Healing Grasshopper here to do your solar eclipse and Aries reading. I promised that in the beginning of the year reading that I would remind you of the important energies as they approach. So here I am reminding you about the coming solar eclipse and the energies it's going to bring. Um, If you haven't seen your yearly video yet, leave a link to it in the description below. It is still worth listening to. There is lots of uh, useful information and lots of comforting information. So I would definitely go listen to that. Um, so let's remind ourselves what we talked about in the beginning of the year, which my notes say a step up in relationships is what seems to be in order here in whatever level you are. Singles may be entertaining an exciting new relationship. Couples may be moving in, getting engaged, or planning for a new baby or home. And I would actually like to add now, um, that Spirit is reminding me also, people, let's not leave out the people exiting relationships. Um, Solar eclipse brings endings and new beginnings. So, you guys leaving relationships, congratulations. Good for you for making a heroic decision for yourself. Um, but also, you know, that's still a start of a new relationship with yourself, which is a very important one. Wow. Okay, so we've got Ten of Cups here. Um, this one is in the center. Is this in the spread? Outcome. This is outcome. Okay, so for all of you Sagittarians, at whatever position you are in your relationships, there is a good outcome for you. Um, so sorry guys, I had to go give my dog some water. She was barking. Okay. So we're talking about your outcome here. Um, Hold on. Okay. Okay. We need at least two more. Ten of Cups as an outcome is very telling. Of course, it's a great outcome, but Ten of Cups is like, hold on, let's see, we got two more cards. Okay. Ten of Cups really talks about, you know, the the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but more in not in a monetary way, but in an emotional way, where you've been through a lot and you've learned a lot, you've fought through a lot, and you've come to this outcome of emotional satisfaction. So oftentimes, this isn't like a surprising, like, oh, it just falls in your lap. This is something that, you kind of have to work towards, and you have to do a little bit of suffering. I don't know if the word is suffering, but for, lack of a better term, we'll stick with suffering for now. Adverse situations that you need to go through that kind of steer you to where you want to be. And here you are. The solar eclipse energy is kind of giving you a boost at the end of that, of whatever struggle you've been through. So the Two of Pentacles talks about that struggle. You really managing things, and the highs and the lows, because the Two of Pentacles really talks about that. You have this turbulent water behind the sky, and everything isn't peachy for this guy in the Two of Pentacles. Like, he's managing it, but there's effort behind this. It's not like, oh, he's laid back and easygoing managing it. This is actual activity and effort that he has to do to maintain his, whatever he situation he wants to create. The lovers. The lovers is a decision to move towards a divine connection. The King of Swords, so perfect, is about, you know, cutting out the things that don't serve you with surgical precision, you know, and in assessing them, without ignoring your feelings, but assessing them with a rational and objective way. Seeing the forest for the trees, so to speak. You don't come to manage something this well without vision and foresight and even presence in each situation. And by presence, I mean, let's say you're having a fight with someone, and they're saying what they're saying, and you're like, oh my gosh, they don't understand me. And instead of letting your frustration drag you down into, a shadow, a low vibration, like, I'll show them, I'm going to hurt them back. It's like, I understand this other person and their position, but how can I get myself to be heard in a loving way without harming the person in front of all that kind of thing? Um, is what I'm talking about. I wouldn't be surprised if the King of Cups came along as well. Six of Swords. This is moving away from difficulty. And oftentimes with relationships, it can mean leaving a relationship. It comes up a lot in leaving an abusive relationship. Some of you may be doing that, but not necessarily. It can be also in a loving relationship that may be a little troubled. And that you find a way to both of you get in the boat. There's another reading that I talked about this. Both of you getting in the boat and moving away from your, there's a like shadow sides, but shadow, like the bad habits that you have in the relationship. Like each of you realizing and acknowledging and having self awareness, and both of you understanding that you both need to get into this boat and move away from what's hurting both of you. Very interesting in the center of the reading is the Four of Pentacles, which talks about an excess of control. Um, so, and in the center is Spirit saying, be careful where in your life, especially in your relationships, that you are wanting too much control. And the Four of Pentacles is a very, you know, um, kind of ailing root chakra type of energy where the root chakra is in overdrive and you're not keeping it in check. And I'm not saying that, that sounds very accusatory. That's not what I mean. But I'm talking about the energy of the card. Um, so just right now, as I'm speaking, if there are things bubbling up in your mind of, oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Oh yeah, maybe I should listen a little more, right? Because the Four of Pentacles energy is not listening so much to the other person. He's really steeped in his own needs and his own desires and everything. He's not trying to hear anyone else, you know. And that's what this clutching of the pentacle is. The pentacle is almost like his root chakra, his own interests he's clutching very tightly to. And that doesn't really serve you very well in a relationship. The Empress under the King of Swords is, and next to the Four of Pentacles, it's like this is remember who you are. You are beautiful. You are divine. You are enough, right? And it doesn't cost you anything to be generous with the person in front of you that you love. Ace of Swords is about spirit pointing out to you what it is that you need to do to get away from this energy of the Four of Pentacles. So when I brought up the Four of Pentacles, some of you had things bubbling up. Others of you may not. But that's okay. Spirit's going to show you the way. Knight of Pentacles. Now the Knight of Pentacles is very different from the Four of Pentacles. He is holding a pentacle just like the man in the Four of Pentacles is holding. But he is on a horse, which talks about movement, even though this horse is not moving, but it still suggests movement somewhere at some point. And he's also not clutching this pentacle. He's kind of holding it out. He's not overly protective of that pentacle. He's secure in his position on his horse, and he's willing to offer it to someone. This is generosity in this reading towards your loved one or whoever it is on that you're facing. The Page of Cups. This is very much this represents the both of you. But when I turned this over right away, I kind of had like dual position here where like he said, she said, you said, they said kind of thing where, you're secure in yourself. You are listening, you are being generous with your time, with your listening, um with your kind, loving words. And this is the response that you get back is someone handing you a cup, someone looking at their own cup with the fish in there, seeing the same thing, the value in being loving. This is value of being giving, value of being loving, you know, and in being standing your ground and holding your position and forcing your points isn't going to get you here. It's this that's going to get you here. Okay? Okay, no more tarot, right? Okay, we've got advice cards. We'll see which cards, which deck Spirit wants to draw from Esther Hicks, okay? We haven't pulled from Esther Hicks for a while. We've got two Esther Hicks coming. Too big to shuffle, so. Okay. Both are in here. Neither in here. Neither in here. Both are in here. Okay. Okay. Good. Just a second, guys. So it says, as I am segment intending, I am attracting. The way you feel. It's your point of attraction. And so the value of segment intending is that you may pause many times during your day to say, this is what I want and expect from this segment of my life experience. As you set forth those powerful thoughts, you will attract into your experience what you want. Right. So again, brings us back to Four of Pentacles. Is not going to bring you what you want. That this is being loving and giving is going to bring you what you want. And the value of segment intending is that you pause many times. Yes, pause many times during your day to say, is this what I want and expect from this segment of my life experience? Now, think about that. That's about being present. When you're in an argument, right, and the other person is making you angry, and just to satisfy your ego, you can throw an insult or some whatever, something unfair to the other person that in the moment, just momentarily, satisfies your ego. And then later, you regret it. Or you say it and then it steers you in the wrong direction, right? The other person is insulted. They close themselves off to you even more. You see where I'm going with this? So this is all about being present and being self-aware in the moment, right? So when you're facing this other person, you really have to remind yourself, what do I want this outcome to be? Do I want to reconcile with this person? Because being rigid is not going to bring you there. You need to be listening, recognizing what the other person's needs are, and doing your best to meet them instead of trying to prove your point and be right. And you see where I'm getting here. So then we have I divide each day into segments of intentions. It's the same segments. Here we are of intentions. The point from which you are consciously perceiving, that point is a segment. Wow. We've got the segment twice here. Your day may be divided into many segments. It is not necessary to have a rigid schedule of segments, but it's important that you clearly identify when you are moving from one segment of intentions into another segment of intentions. Segment of intending. Isn't that interesting? Okay? This is about presence. And not only should you take this into the specific relationship that you're thinking about right now, but into everything that you do. All of us in the collective can take something from this reading. Listen, let me tell you something. If more of us were like this, there would be no war, right? There would be no terrorism. There would be no, you know, ugliness in the world. There would be more understanding, more loving actions, less lashing out. And I've always said that most of the people who watch my videos are light workers, right? And I always say too, light workers doesn't mean that we ascend from the heavens and we're perfect and tell everyone what to do to make things. No, it's about us coming here, working on ourselves, right? Having that level of self awareness. And in every moment, seeing how we can better ourselves and bring more loving actions into our life, which puts a ripple out into the world, right? And also, Spirit is reminding me of the hundredth, I think it's the hundredth monkey theory about, go look it up. It's very, very interesting about these monkeys, I think in Japan. And, they had this dilemma about eating whatever it was that they were having trouble opening or something. And one of them decided, okay, this is, I don't know, using a stick to dig it out. It was some ingenuity that one monkey came across that, oh, this solves the problem. And then the rest of the monkeys had picked it up. He didn't go to each monkey and say, look, this is how you do it. Just somehow it spread through the colony. And then, um, and of course, there were a team of scientists watching these monkeys, and they had somehow figured out that they noticed that some colony thousands of miles away, at some point, like months later or whatever, had adopted this same thing that one monkey came across. You see, it's like, it's almost, and they don't know how that it happened like that. And it's because, even one person can have an effect on the collective, right? And I know this is a tangent that I went on, but it's very important because the outcome that you bring for yourself in this relationship that you want is not just for you. That you can end up sending this same loving presence into the collective. So I'm saying that it's not just for this one moment. It should be adopted throughout your whole life for yourself and for the greater good. Okay, Sagittarians? So, and Sagittarians are very much about doing something new and adventure and stuff. Here's something new for you. Right. I don't know if it's new, but you know what I'm saying. It's something that you can implement that you may not have thought of or done before. And I'm sure it'll excite a Sagittarian when they know that they can affect the rest of the world, right? So I love you, beautiful Sagittarians. Okay, looking forward to hearing from you in the comments. I respond to every comment. I enjoy engaging with you. Like and subscribing really helps me, so please, if you're not already, liking really helps me as well. Um, I will see you soon. Love, light, and many blessings.